Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
This is the original eSport racing game. This is iRacing.
They've come from all around to fill the campgrounds here at Eldora. The cornhole tournaments are officially underway, and the drivers have taken their 410 winged sprint cars here on iRacing. Now, a critical juncture in this quest for the Mario Andretti trophy, as we're all hitting the dirt as we get ready to watch the Majors Kings Royale at Eldora Speedway. You'll see it all live here on the Global SimRacing channel and the iRacing eSports Network. Hello everyone, I am Sean Ambrose, and with me in the booth tonight, well, that's my buddy over there, Soup. Yeah, Bill, Soup's on. Next to him, well, it's this little dude we're bringing along, this other little buddy of mine, well, he might have won a race today. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, Christian Challoner in the booth with us tonight. Behind the scenes, our director, the doctor, Amjad Yaman, and he's using cameras provided by the one, the only, the very mysterious Dougie Beard. Christian, this track is big, wide, and bad fast. Tell us more, please.
Yeah, Sean, this is pretty much the super speedway track of dirt, really, with it being a half mile, pretty big track. It sounds small, especially for normal short track stuff, but for dirt, it's a really, really fast track. It's also really difficult. The line tends to be right up on the wall, so it's going to be really tricky tonight, especially with the track slicking up, and we'll see drivers kind of moving from the bottom in the early heats all the way up to the top, and then by the time we get to the consolation races, I expect we'll see them all over the track, and it's definitely going to be wild for the feature. But we'll hand over to the lap guide now so you can kind of see how you get around this place.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Global Sim Racing channel. I'm Brian Yosik, taking you for a spin around the Eldora Speedway in the GSRC Dirt Super Late mod. Without further ado, here we go. You're going to see guys all over this half-mile speedway, and it's all in the name of chasing the cushion. The cushion is the almighty holy grail of dirt racing. You are going to see guys move all around this facility throughout the event. High, low, middle, you're going to see, like right here, it might be better that lap to come off the bottom, but then going on here in turn one, you might want to run this high groove. Let the car slide out just a little bit. Put the power down. You're very rarely full back into the throttle like you would be in an oval car on asphalt or even a road car. You're floating between half and about 85% throttle. So you see here, in 1 and 2, letting it slide out again, trying to get a run. You can imagine somebody up there that you're trying to get a run on. Get through here into turn 3, up, trying to find the cushion, trying to find the grip. Let this thing slide around, come off of 4, and across the line. And that's going to complete our track guide here around Eldora Speedway. I'm Brian Yazik. Enjoy the show.
And it is a magnificent day here at Eldora Speedway, and that was a magnificent several laps around this track in the Dirt Super Late Model. We thank Mr. Yazik for doing that for us. And, well, Soup, it's also a magnificent time to talk about this championship battle. We're into round 10, and things are kind of heating up around here.
We are indeed. Let's go ahead and look at the American Pro Team Drivers Championship here. Now, Blake Reynolds has a comfortable 163-point lead, but the number to look at on there is the 0 by the little droplet that has the O. That means that Reynolds has already taken his drop for the oval event. You get 1 drop for an oval, you get 1 for a road. That means if he has a bad night tonight, he is definitely vulnerable to Matthew Thunhorst, who is here and 163 points back, very much still in play. Now, Liam Quinn's really good on open wheel cars. Not sure how it's going to play out in the dirt. We'll see how Mr. Excitement does down there in third. Eric Smith and Travis Warling are having great seasons as well. Let's go ahead and look at the team championship. I'd like to tell you this has something going on, but you can see that all the teams were cemented in positions, and the guys in the graphic department really love this category because they don't have to work very hard. They don't expect anybody to make a move for the rest of the season. I think Alliance with Slavonic, Kalisto, Bennett, Clement, and Thunhorst have this thing locked up. So let's go ahead and look at the Sportsman guys. Now, we don't get to see these often because a lot of these guys race down in the Sportsman split. You can see that Kyle Murphy's having a good time. He's up a couple spots. Sammy Scott hanging on in second, only 8 points back. So that's still very much up for grabs. Finally, down to my favorite category and what I like to call the We Were Alive When They Walked on the Moon. This is the Legends, guys. You have to be 50 and over. Brian Bennett hanging on in that one. Jimbo Pfeiffer, 234 points back, but things can happen up there. We'll see if Pfeiffer can make a move. He's pretty quick. Hutchinson, Clark Archer, and Brian Barnes. Barnes up 2 spots, or 1 spot gets onto the overlay. So there you have it. Things are starting to settle down as we get to the back third of the season. Sean?
Soup, in about 6 weeks, I'll qualify for that Legends division. Anyway, it's a good time to talk about the race details. I mentioned round 10. Round 10. Not long to go here, as we've just been another outstanding season here in the majors. Today we are in that dirt wing sprint, the 410. Yes, sliding wing and all, and it is just wicked fast. Now, here's how the format really works. All right, we're going to have 6 heat races. All right, and from those 6 heat races, the top 3 will automatically advance to the main. There'll be 2 consolation races, and the top 3 from those races will advance to the main. So when we get to the main, we'll have 24 drivers. A 40-lap main event. You get 1 spare car. That rule carries over here in the majors. And, well, I hope you don't need it tonight, but based on what we've seen earlier today in the Euro split and what we saw yesterday in the international region, I think we might be in for drivers having to go to that spare car. Now, let's talk real quick about the majors. Listen, they've got a great website, all kinds of information, live qualifying. You want to know where anybody's qualified, you can go to the website now, actually. See how they got in, how the sportsman divisions did in all 3 of the regions. Go to their website, pacificmajors.com. It's really simple. pacificmajors.com. That's how they originated. They were the Pacific Majors. Actually, they were the Northwest Majors first. Yeah. That's right, Soup. Thank you. All right, but it's pacificmajors.com. Now, when you get there, they've got a store. They've got swag. Soup, they've got swag, buddy. Get some Pack Majors swag. Actually, the Major swag, but you can get there. Just put a /store. There's a button for it there also. And what we're really doing special today, and we always do on these majors events this season, is we have a cause. And this race, it is for Homes for Our Troops. They do have a website. We'll tell you about that in a minute. But Homes for Our Troops, or you can abbreviate it, HFOT. They are a publicly funded 501c3 nonprofit organization that builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans to enable them to rebuild their lives. Now, most of these veterans have sustained injuries, including multiple limb amputations, partial or full paralysis, and or severe traumatic brain injury. These homes restore some of the freedom and independence our veterans sacrificed while defending our country and enable them to focus on their family recovery and rebuilding their lives. Since its inception in 2004, nearly 90 cents out of every dollar spent has gone directly to their program for service for veterans. HFOT builds these homes where the veteran chooses to live and continues its relationship with the veterans after home delivery to assist them with rebuilding their lives. Go to their website and you can get there at hfotusa.org. Find out how you can get involved. There's actually a section for getting involved. You can make a donation. They have public events all over the country where you can help out. And again, great cause here for every round, but today it is for the Homes for Our Troops. We're also here for this race, as we've been all season, on the iRacing eSports Network. And folks, the Global Sim Racing Channel, well, is a member of the IESN family. And we thank you for being here, watching this event and many great World Championship events here on the network. Guys, I see that practice is officially wrapping up. Drivers really haven't been doing much, Christian, because they burned up the track and there really wasn't much use of being out there. But now we're going to get a 5-minute qualifying session here. And why are we doing that?
Well, that's really just kind of a function of how the heat system works on iRacing. But I expect that what we'll see for qualifying is you get 3 laps. Now, the way I did my qualifying in the EU race earlier was to run the top on the out lap, so you get a big run coming down to the first corner. Then run the bottom, both ends of the track, to kind of get a banker in. And then go back to the top for the second lap before doing the bottom line, both ends of the track for your third. That way you kind of get 2 attempts from the one run, as it were, which both kind of should be good enough to get at least a good lap in. The third lap is maybe a half-tenth quicker than the first, but realistically you can put yourself in a good spot with both laps. So it'll be interesting to see what people run here.
Yeah, and in about 45 seconds you can get all 3 of those laps done. We already have several drivers. Jeff Drake on the provisional pole here at the moment. That may not last for long. Drivers starting to get their 3rd laps in. Daniel Johnson just got his 3rd one in. He'll sit P3.
Just clarify what you're looking at. It is lone qualifying. So in my ears, I hear what would be 48 cars out on track right now. I had to turn down the volume. Man, it's loud. But we only get to see one at a time. Each driver has it all to themselves.
And the positions at the top of the board just keep on changing. There's Marcus Tracy, Dog Bear White on board with him. And Christian,
Sean,
when this... Go ahead, Sue.
Safe to say, I just did an SRF race at Road Atlanta. It's a little louder here.
Just a bit, Sue. Just a bit. Yeah.
They're definitely not quiet cars.
No, they're not. Probably one of the louder cars on the service. Christian, you've been in most of them. Wouldn't you agree with that?
I would. I always find that actually the Camping World Truck Series car is the loudest and actually the most irritating to drive. But these are pretty loud. I just was gonna say that 126 is pretty good time. I'm actually expecting that we might see people down in the O's, but we'll have to see. I know some guys will probably want to leave it really late in the session. Like you were saying, it only takes 13 seconds to do a lap, so they've really got a decent amount of time to wait if they want and see what people run first before going out. I strongly suspect the pole time will be a 0, but we'll just have to see.
And, I'm not seeing anybody that's waiting, Christian. Guys, it looks like most everybody. Daniel Knight just shut down his 3rd lap. And I think everybody on my timing and scoring anyways got 3 in.
Yeah, I've actually just gone through the list now, and yeah, I guess I'm wrong on that. Nobody waited, everybody went.
No, I'm with you. I probably would have waited myself. I don't know. I mean, the green track is great. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of grip, but there is a little advantage to waiting, I think, and I am a little surprised that they didn't. But we didn't talk about the weather at all. We can do that right now. It is a clear afternoon. It's late afternoon. It's what 5:34 virtual standard time right now. It's 88 degrees on the track surface. Humidity 44%. For a dirt surface, that's right about where you want it. I'm pretty happy with that. I don't think the wind at 10 miles an hour right now. Christian, with that wing high up in the air, do you notice much wind, or are you just moving too fast through it for it to really matter?
Well, I'll be honest and say I'm not really a dirt racing expert, and the thing I noticed the most out of anything was the track state. The temperature and humidities and the wind direction didn't really make that much of a difference to me personally. I can see how if you were really really on point, how the wind direction could cause you a problem. Though we suffer with that in the Cup Series a lot, so it might have hurt them. I mean, 10 miles an hour is quite fast, so it could have possibly made one end of the track slightly tighter than the other.
And not begin to tell you how annoying it is when somebody who just won a majors regional says I'm not a dirt track expert. It's just bugging me. That's okay.
I mean, it's all relative. It's all relative,
Now, just real quick, a noticeable absence tonight from the Majors America split. Blake Reynolds not with us tonight. He had to tend to a family emergency. We certainly wish him and the family well. Adam Young's not racing tonight either. Adam is sick or scared, one or the other. But we'll give him a break. Was
that a sympathetic cough for Adam? Is that what that was?
Cry me a river. But no, Adam's not going to be in the car tonight. But Blake certainly being out. That'll definitely be noticed, and he will be missed. All right, let's go to the Heat 1 grid, Soup. We are ready. I'll take him here, and I'll let you get the next one here. Oh, hang on. We're going to try that again.
Fun. That was our director having fun with our new toys here. Okay, we're going to actually...
It's not working.
Well, ignore the rows, but we have the... No, I don't think we have the names right either.
I got it.
Go ahead.
I do. We've got to...
There you go. That looks good.
Here's our starting grid for Heat number 1. Jeff Drake, Tucker Minter. Row 2, Matthew Dunhorse, Steve Driscoll. Ray Partridge, Bob Beltrami on row 3. Row 4 is going to be filled out by William Fletcher and Ross Banfield for V-Apex Racing Group Americas. Soup, there you go. 8 cars to get us started here in Heat number 1. All right.
There, I'm back. I've dropped out for a second. Big opportunity for Matthew Thunderhorst here, especially with Reynolds. We hope everything works out well for his family. But I talked about it in the points. He doesn't have a drop race for ovals. I'm assuming that this track qualifies as an oval drop. Certainly not a road course drop. So it's an opportunity for Thunderhorst to move up in the points. Although he's third here, 3 advance. How far are we going? Have a little graphic for that.
How many laps?
There we go. Yeah, I was going to bring that up right now. Look at that. 15 laps. 3 transfer. No yellow flag. So I hope you've been to the kitchen because there's not a lot of time here. These are going to go by. Sean, we've done these. These go by quick.
Yes, they do, my friend. Yes, they do. And now it's time to get to the front for the start because that truck's going to be pulling off any time now. Soup, Unorthodox Motorsports has 6 drivers in this pro split tonight. That's stacking the field, in my opinion. That may not be fair.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for them, although the gaps between those teams, not sure if anyone's going to be able to make up the gaps with this much time left. 8 cars out there, top 3 qualify. Steve Driscoll in the 4th position looking to pick up 1 spot.
Got a lot of people talking about this Tucker Minter guy, Virginia's driver. They say he is a favorite to win this, Soup. Watch out for the 31. are off to a good start. We're mean green and underway here at Eldora Speedway. Race number 1, heat number 1, underway here in the King's Royal. Fletcher off to a great start.
Sure enough, Minter got under him, though.
We've already had our first fatality of the night with Ray Partridge. He climbed the fence going into one.
Driscoll back there chasing Soup.
Yeah, he's got around Thunhorse. Thunhorse is a big opportunity in points right now, but right now, he's not in the transfer position.
No, you got to get to third. Only 3 will transfer out of each one of these heats. Minter showing the way, though, here. I said he was in the 31. It's the 989. It's Jeff Drake in second in the 31, trying to chase him down.
Driscoll looks good. You know, you never have any idea what's going to happen because we don't really only get to see these guys race on dirt once a year. Who knows how to do it? Driscoll looks good.
He looks good, but Matthew Thunhorse might look a little bit better. Soup, here he comes. Thunhorse riding the high line, trying to swoop his way around.
Christian, he's pounding around the top, and he gets the job done.
Yeah, he's found something up there. I'm honestly surprised that people are going even to the middle this early on. I really thought that the bottom was the fastest, but he's really found something there. He might even take second here.
Yeah, Sean, it worked once. It's going to work
Ooh,
again.
Crossing him over. Gets down on the inside of that left rear. Thunhorse going to wait a moment. He's got to watch out, though. Driscoll not giving up on that spot back there. He's still working that low line.
Fletcher, Beltrami, Banfield, those guys are out of it. They're going to have to wait for the consolation race.
Thunhorse moving back up the track. Drake moved right up in front of him. He saw what he was doing there. He's trying to really just cut that line off, Christian.
Yeah, he got wise to it. I thought he might, and it turns out he did. And it looks like Thunhorse is still trying to go a little bit higher to get maybe to his right rear, but with Drake running as high as he is, it's probably not going to happen. He might actually be under threat from Driscoll if he gets too focused on trying to take second here.
Driscoll down there on the bottom looking for more grip there on the very, very inside of the track. Drake's got his hands full, though. Here comes Thunhorse. 3 laps to go here at the line. Tucker, Minter showing the way. Just like he was in practice. He was top of the boards. Going to the inside, though. Thunhorse. Oh! Thunhorse going to take another crack at it here. Trying to get the pass. Oh, and that got Drake out of shape. He saw him there. He had to make an evasive move. Watch out. Here comes Steve Driscoll. Don't forget about Driscoll.
Thunhorse being aggressive. He almost lost the spot. White flag, Shawnee.
Yep, white flag is out. Tucker Minter's got it. Leading the field around since the drop of the green. Tucker Minter going to cross. Winner. Heat number 1. P2 going to go to Jeff Drake. Matt Thunhorse going to take third.
Rest of the drivers that'll have to go to the consolation race. That's going to be Steve Driscoll. Let's see if I can get this for you. His mind just corrected, but I can tell you what it is with a click of the mouse here. Driscoll, Fletcher, Beltrami, Banfield, and Partridge will all have to try it a little later tonight.
Heat number 1 in the books, Sue. Guys, that was fun.
That was interesting. I think you may have found something when you talked about Minter.
Go for the grid, Sue.
We got Blake Neer going to start this one with Bruce Jones outside of him. Brian McGreevy and Austin O'Neill going to fill up row number 2. Dick Mueller, Eric Smith. Now Smith in the points hunt way back in 6th. Steve Paulison and James Stacy, a couple of veterans of the series, back in row 4.
All right, so second heat getting ready. Now we've got a little wear on the track now. So Christian, they will be searching for that line here. At least the first several laps, it'll be kind of an experiment, won't it?
Yeah, but I think Thunhorse has kind of shown the way already. I'm surprised that the top line's coming in as early as it is, but I think from this point forward, you're going to see everybody's going to start migrating higher up the racetrack, right up until the point where everybody's pretty much on the wall. I don't think it was surprising to any of us that Tucker Minter took that first heat. That said, I was a little bit surprised he didn't have a bigger advantage than he did, and he kind of showed that he's not infallible because he did clip the wall near the end of the race, so that could be something to watch out for in the future if he's under pressure.
Christian,
Yeah.
real quickly before we go green, do the guys watch who are in the later heats? Do they watch these earlier heats to see what's going on the track?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the biggest thing in dirt racing, it seems, is to be on the right line at the right time. So you're always going to watch the heats before you, just to see if you can kind of figure anything out for your heat.
Yeah, Soup, and at the actual dirt track, they're not under the car. They are hanging over the wall watching. Here we go. We're mean green and back underway here in the majors. Kings Royal at Eldora Speedway. Big start for Blake Neer. Kind of got the whole shot on him. Neer gets out front, and now they're already fighting back for 4th place. Eric Smith, Brian McGreevy. Smith looking to the inside.
Yeah, we can see some kind of divergence in lines here. A couple trying the very bottom now, but most have gone to at least the middle, especially in 1 and 2.
Yeah, and right now, Bruce Jones up there on the attack, trying to close this on Blake Neer, mixing his lineup just a bit.
And Austin O'Neill was experimenting on some lines back in 3rd. It didn't work for him, and he lost a lot of time. He's got to be careful to hang on to that transfer spot.
Yeah, he needs to be careful because Smith and McGreevy are on the way back there.
Yep.
Despite their battle, they continue to keep moving here. This race off to a solid start, Soup. Everybody's still underway. Paulison back there in 8th. Top 3, that's what we're looking for, folks. They go to the final round, the main.
Austin did a nice job on the initial start, though, to snatch that 3rd place really quickly. He's actually slowly moving his way up to 2nd, but I kind of think with 15 laps, you just got to take the fact that you're going to advance rather than kind of press the issue. But he might try. He's really close here.
Yeah, he is. The riding shotgun driver dipping to the bottom here. He's going to pull the slide job on him coming out of the turn. No. He's going to keep it down there. Continue to try and find a little bit of grip. Oh! Soup, he gets the spot.
I'll tell you what, there was no contact. Maybe it was Netco, but there was
I don't think it's Netco. I think he saw him out of the corner of his eye, and he just made an evasive move. He made just a little flick of the wheel there.
Yeah, there's definitely space between them.
Yeah, it's Smith. Smith has found the rear bumper of Bruce Jones now. And just like that, we've only got 4 to go, and Blake Neer. Yeah, I think he's ripped the mirror off at this point, guys, because there's really been no looking back. He's dropped Austin O'Neill by a half a second. Austin better get on his horse quick here if he's got any chance, but we've got the 3rd. Still battling for the transfer spot.
Smith
Jones.
Smith, alias Smith and Jones going at it there.
Yes.
And, 3rd and 4th, there's an old reference that no one will get.
Blake
White flag
Neer,
is out. I don't think Smith is going to get there.
Yeah, Blake Neer is going to get the white flag. Jones, Smith continue to battle, but I don't think Smith's got anything. It's going to go to Blake Neer. Heat number 2 out of the way. Blake Neer, your winner. Austin O'Neill, 2nd, and Jones is going to edge out Smith. Soup.
O'Neill was 2nd, but I like what he was showing. Keep that name in mind when we go to the A main. The rest of the field that'll have to try it again. Eric Smith, we saw him work on the back of Jones, couldn't get it done. Brian McGreevy lost 2 spots. Dick Mueller, James Stacy, and Stephen Paulson all tried in the consolation race.
All right, heat number 3 on tap. Christian, take it away.
Yeah, so on the pole, we've got Trevor Clement for Alliance. We've got Daniel B. Johnson. He's starting 2nd. He's going to be really happy with that. Then we've got Steve Selstad starting 3rd with Scott Corbin on his outside in 4th. Jeff Schmeier for Doug Bear in 5th and Daniel Knight in 6th. And then bringing up the rear, we've got Matt Gelder and Mark Rediker.
Gelder, another one of those unorthodox motorsports drivers, guys. And Well, here we go. Heat number 3. Track worn out a little bit more. It's got 30 laps on it now. A couple of pace laps. And it's going to be Trevor Clement. Going to get it started down on the inside this time next to Scott Corbin.
I don't want to think it into reality, but someone's going to end up on their lid on this one. Going through these names, some of these guys look like they are fish out of water. We'll see.
Did something make you nervous, Soup? Did you see a name?
I don't want to mention any names. So I saw several names that I didn't like. We'll see if I'm wrong.
You
I'm wrong a lot.
You just thought to yourself, boy, they're great sports car drivers,
Yeah.
but
We'll
dirt,
see.
I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. He's really good in a cup car. Yeah, dirt. I don't know. Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong.
All right, let's see what Trevor Clement can do with the field. He gets the whole shot, gets it quick, gets out of the way. They're tussling at the back. Car in the wall right into the starter stand. Clement gets away, high, wide, and Hampson to get us started here at Eldora, heat number 3.
But Daniel Johnson was asleep at the wheel there. He did not get going. He's fallen back into third.
Yeah, he just didn't go at all. Superdome behind him. Jeff Schmeier in the wall, climbs it.
Kept it on his wheels.
Scott Corbin got a kind of a dreadful start, to be honest. He's fallen way back, and he actually got in the wall a little bit too. I think this is the point where you're going to really see a lot more incidents and a lot more mistakes. As we kind of saw at the end of the last race, the wall has really come in, and that's where you want to be, but there's so much risk. If you even just grab it a little bit, you're going to, at the best, lose a ton of speed. At worst, you're going to be done. So that's going to play a big role in the heats from this point forward, I think.
And I've already seen Selstad clip it once or twice, just clipped it again.
Yeah, easy.
That's Schmeier, Corbin.
Steve, you got second place locked up, baby. Take it easy.
He is definitely hanging it out there.
It drags you in, though, because you see the speed go up, and you're like, yeah, okay, I'm going to push it a little bit more, and you just keep doing it right up until the point where you drag it, and then that's it. And sometimes you get lucky, and you're able to kind of get off it, and other times, well, that's the end of your day.
Well, the top 3 have definitely sorted it out. Clement, Selstad, and Johnson. Johnson's really pulled away from Daniel Knight. It's 2.5 seconds between them.
Yeah, for the top 3, it's just a case of being safe, I think.
Oh, no, trouble. Is that Daniel Knight? Yeah, Daniel Knight, big trouble for the riding shotgun driver. You know, I didn't think Dan Johnson was making any progress, but Christian, he is starting to gain a little bit here on Steve.
Now, that's Jeff Schmeier he's behind. Don't be fooled. That's a lap car.
I'm just watching Dan, and I know him pretty well, and I know that he's going to have seen that he's got a big gap to fourth. He's literally now just trying to make it around the track without touching that wall. He's leaving so much margin, which, to be honest, I think is the correct thing to do when you're in his position. He's not going to catch second. If he just gets around the track for 6 more laps, he's going to advance, and I think that's smart by him.
Thanks for having my back on that, guys.
Sorry.
No, it's good.
I figured you'd rather be thrown under the bus than left hanging out there wrong.
No. Now I'm actually.
That's Schmeier Schmeier got into the wall earlier. Schmeier's got real good pace now. It's just too late.
He must have knocked the toe back in the right direction. The top 3 are pretty well settled here. The white flag is out. Trevor Clement's going to take it. Steve Stillside is chasing him. Daniel Johnson going to hang on to third, but it is all about Trevor Clement in this one, guys. He got away at the start and never looked back. He wins heat number 3 here at Eldora Speedway. Steve Stillside, a second place run for him. Daniel Johnson, all 3 of them will advance to the main event this evening. Soup, rest of the field just didn't get there.
2 cars were on the lead lap that were able to go in there, and that is Matt Gelder and Mark Redeker. Then there were the guys that I kind of have a hunch would have trouble, and sure enough, they did. Jeff Schmeier, Daniel Knight, and Scott Corbin were all multiple laps down.
All right, heat number 4.
I love
to
it.
our starting grid. Ryan Pace will be on the pole. Houston Hammer. I can say his name. Houston Hammer's second. Row 2 going to be Lance Desir. Gary Nichols will start fourth for Alliance Evolution. Taft Baldwin riding Shotgun Motorsports. Outlaws starts 5th. Andrew Oakey 6th today for Elite West. Joseph Homan, Carolina Pacemakers will start 7th. And Wayne Hutchinson, our good old friend Wayne Hutchinson, starting for Dog Bear there at the back of the field. Soup. Here we go. Time to boogie.
I don't know much about Ryan Pace, but his name sounds like he's going to be fast.
It does, doesn't it? I want that name. That's a good race car driver name.
I'll say.
I'm just looking at his I rating actually, and he's got a 3,200 I rating on dirt. So yeah, I imagine he's pretty handy at this.
Don't believe. Yeah, I don't want to talk dirt I rating. I'm still trying to figure out how to get it to go forward and not backwards. So.
You want an exciting driver, Andrew Oakey is always fun to watch. I have no idea what he's like out here on this kind of surface, but we'll see what he can do.
That's Soup's way of saying, you know, he's a really, really good sports car driver, but I don't know about how good he is on dirt. So we certainly will find out, Soup. All right, here we go. We are mean green and underway here again at Eldora. And, well, he paced the field off the start, didn't he, Soup?
He did indeed. Look at the run up top, though. Camera was sleeping. Boy, they're banging.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, we got Nichols in a mess, and there's no yellow flag, so we only get Wayne Hutchinson caught up in it as well. Oh my goodness. They got to get out of the way because they're coming through.
Yeah, Houston Hammer almost clipped him coming by. Lance Desir was just low enough to miss that. Wow. On board here with Desir. And look at that. Soup, Andrew Oakey with the fastest lap of this heat.
That's right, baby.
Oakey's in a battle back there, though, bud.
Yes, indeed. He's working on Taft Baldwin.
It does look like the top line has really become the place to be. I think that's going to stay that way now all the way through to the feature. But that does mean that we'll see probably a couple of sliders if anybody's actually close enough to pull one off.
I'm starting to think that maybe Nasir is close enough here, but boy, don't want to get too risky with a teammate.
Baldwin is exploring the bottom. It cost him some time, and here comes Oakey.
Yeah.
In fact, Oakey's underneath him.
Whoa! Oakey
Wasn't quite clear.
No, not quite.
Love Andrew Oakey.
Right rear, not clear. Oakey slides all the way up into the high group. Still looking for that speed. He gets good run off the top.
He might be clear here if he commits.
Oh! Baldwin up in the wall. This is the fight back here, folks. The leaders have run away. Has Oakey got anything left here for him, guys?
And this actually isn't even for a transfer spot. This is for fourth.
But each spot here in a heat race is basically 6 spots in that consolation race, because it'll move you up ahead of all the other guys in the same position that they are in the other heats.
That is
Look
true,
at this.
and
This
it is now a battle for third. This is all 3 of them for third.
Whee!
And there's Oakey on the bottom. He's got the lap traffic in front of him. Oakey trying to find a way around, goes all the way to the bottom. Oh! Andrew Oakey still trying to get there, holding off. Hamer and Baldwin and Nasir.
Oakey doesn't need them. He doesn't. Oh, look at this.
Contact between the teammates. Oh no! Lance Nasir up in the wall, off the track.
Oakey's got 1 lap to get this done.
White
He's going to have a
flag.
shot at it.
The white flag is out. He's there.
He's going to pull a slider in 3. He's got to. He's got to try. He's looking. He's going. Is he going to get it? No, he's not made it.
Ryan Pace is going to win heat number 4. Houston Hamer is going to go ahead and take second. Taft Baldwin's going to get third, folks. That was certainly the most exciting heat we've seen yet. I think nobody disagrees with me there, do we?
No, poor Ryan Pace had such great pace, he wasn't on screen very much. He drove away from it. Andrew Oakey, it was like watching a drunk chase a balloon near a cliff. It was fun to watch. You didn't think it was going to end well, but it was okay. He has to settle for fourth. Joseph Homan, Lance Nazir, Gary Nichols, and Wayne Hutchison round out the 5 cars that don't transfer. Pace, Hammer, and Baldwin move along.
Heat number 5. It's time to go. Soup, go ahead and take it.
Ray Farlow's going to be on pole. Outside of him, it's Kyle Atkinson. Doyle Lawrence sits third. He's going to be inside of Wade Hayes. Nick Kuhn is in the 5th position, flanked by Little Train, Lionel Kalisto in 6th. The back row is populated by Joshua Donata and Marcus Tracy.
All right, 8 more. The top 3 will advance. Ray Farlow has this field. The number 871 follows the Chevrolet Silverado across the start-finish line. The lights are off. We're ready to go once again here at Eldora. Will Farlow follow direction from those before him with a nice big jump on the drop of the green? We're about to find out. Don't leave us, folks. Hang out.
The 2nd position has not been very good off the start, but really good into 1 and 2 on the first lap. Let's see if that plays out again for Atkinson.
Farlow's gone. Gone. Just rips off. It's Doyle Lawrence that settles in behind him. Lawrence, swings out of the wide. Lawrence with trouble.
That one will merit a replay.
That stacked up Wade Hayes and Nick Kuhn. We got a quick replay of it.
Kyle Atkinson was in that 2nd spot at the start. He got a horrible start, as everybody on the outside of row 2. Then he gets a good run, but then he really gets loose, and everybody has to check up behind him. And then we have an octopus putting on his socks. Boom.
That took out the whole back end of the field right now. Really not much of a chance for them to compete at this point. The battle is for 3rd. Soup, Wade Hayes, Nick Kuhn still going at it after that incident.
Yeah, Christmas has come early for Nick Kuhn back in 5th, working as hard as he can to get that spot. What's interesting, Christian, is these guys actually, if you're in the transfer spot, you don't need to actually finish the pass. You just need to be first when you cross the line. And see right here, that was Hayes had him by just a touch.
Just a touch.
Had it, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I think the difficulty is that when you're down on the bottom, you have to drive through the slick to get to the line. And if you can just about pull it off, and I was actually going to mention about the start itself. The reason we're seeing such a bad pull for the guys on the top in, say, 4th and on back is because right as the leader goes, they're crossing the slicked up line, so they can't get away, and that's why they're always dropping back, and that's why the guys on the very bottom line are able to get such a huge drive going down into 1, because they're on the fresh and they can actually get some grip.
Soup, now you know the rest of the story.
Thank you, I do indeed. I don't know much about Ray Farlow, but the word ringer comes to mind here as this guy seems to be really good.
Yeah, he's dialed in. He's got that Trading Paints 410 wing sprint really leaned out right now as he's gone to over a 1.5 seconds on Doyle Lawrence. Hasn't really been any action up front for him there at all. Just a nice drive around Eldora Speedway here on a Sunday night. About 6:25 in the evening. Now Nick Kuhn is still back there in 3rd. He has opened up about a second on Wade Hayes now. So that big fight they were having, not much of a fight, but I wonder, Christian, is Wade kind of waiting to make a move here? You better get busy. Only 3 to go.
He looks like he's struggling a little bit with handling. He is kind of just about within range, but he's really in that high-risk position, trying to run really close to the wall. He might take a shot at it, maybe on the very last lap, but I think it's going to be really difficult for him.
Yeah, and he's finding that wall.
He has got to run,
bit.
though. He's just there.
Man, he is working. He is sawing logs in the cockpit of that car.
He had a huge swapper down the back stretch. I don't know how he kept that.
Oh, this is going to be the
Here
battle of the
comes
line. The white flag is out. Ray Farlow is going to win this heat. Number 5, Doyle Lawrence going to take second. Wade Hayes, is he going to? Yes, Hayes is going to edge Kuhn to take the spot to the main. Man, that was crazy.
I think Wade definitely earned that one.
Yeah, I think so. Heat 5 in the books, gentlemen. And that saw Ray Farlow, Doyle Lawrence, Wade Hayes, Nick Kuhn, Joshua Kanata. The little train finishes 6th, Marcus Tracy and Kyle Atkinson. We are on to the final heat, gentlemen. Heat number 6 here at Eldora Speedway. Christian, it's all yours.
Yeah, so we got Travis Walling, championship contender. Actually, 2 championship contenders on the front row. Both Travis Walling starting on the pole, Liam Quinn second on the outside. And we got Kevin Hill third, Jason Wallett fourth. And then we got just 3 at the back of this one, not 4. So we got Brian Barnes 5th, Chrissy Pence 6th, and Robert Tarbix Jr. 7th.
All right, there you go. There's your field. Now, we've almost got these heat races out of the way. Listen, this is dirt racing, folks. We don't waste any time around here. We get right to it, and it's fun. It keeps the energy up in the room, right, Sue?
It does indeed, man. It's rapid pace. I love it. All you little soldiers and clips. I did again. Soup's clips. I'm just going to ahead and say it now. Clips Support Army. There you go. I want you to mark down this name, Kyle Atkinson. He had a crash in that last event. He's really fast. He's going to be starting at the back of the pack when we get to these consolation races.
All right, I think we should get hashtag soup board trending on Twitter. So hashtag soup board, people, soup board. All right,
Words are hard.
And words are hard, Soup, especially here on the Global Sim Racing channel. And Travis Worling has the field this time. I see a lot of his teammates in the field here. So the Worling is going to get him kicked off here. And Christian, with one of your distant teammates there on the front row, it looks like, too.
Yeah, I don't hold much hope for Liam on this. He's got 3 of them behind him all on the same team, so they're definitely going to count down based off of Travis, and he's got that top line to deal with as well. It's going to be really difficult for him here, but we'll see.
Travis, he gets out quick, and he leaves everybody battling behind him, and Liam looking for some way to get in. He gets pushed out quick. It's Brian Barnes that got the great start there. Oh, no! Whirling in the wall.
Surrenders first position. That gives it to Barnes. Talk about a great run.
Yeah.
Brian Barnes 5th to 1st in the popsicle machine.
Worland coming back, though, here, Soup on the outside. Christian, he's really riding that cushion up there.
Yeah, I noticed something, actually. It looks like the top is still the place to be in 3 and 4, but guys are making that bottom line and sliding up work in 1 and 2, and that's how Liam actually just got back into 3rd, too, but he might not hold on to it for long.
Yeah, him and Kevin made contact there a moment ago. Yeah, Liam gets around Kevin finally. Kevin gets back down in that low line you talked about.
He nearly cleared him, but it was very close.
Ooh, just in front of Liam here. He's got Kevin Hill or Brian Barnes up in the wall.
Yeah, he's got Hill down low and Barnes in front of him. Hill gets up. Quinn gives him a hello.
Man.
And now that backs him right to, who would that be? Tarbox.
Robert Tarbox, yeah. Tarbox almost got into Liam. Liam can't catch a break here, Christian.
Yeah, he's going to be pretty upset with this one, I think. But I mean, he'll at least have another half of the heat to go. I'm actually really impressed with Brian Barnes. He got an awesome start and really played himself into this race.
Barnes, one of our legends drivers. He's old, but he's good.
Hey, let's hear it for the old guys. Yay.
He's got that second on lock right now. I don't think he's getting caught. The battle is definitely for third.
Yeah, and Hill not really just jumping away here, but Quinn trying to get there. He keeps having to fight off Robert Tarbox, who seems to keep getting little runs at him here every now and then.
I think Quinn has the pace. If he'll just be left alone to race a little bit. He really hasn't been treated very kindly in this heat. He's beginning to close in on Hill.
He's taking a lot of risk, though. You can see how close that right rear is to the wall in 1 and 2. It might bite him. But he is edging up to him.
Boy, he is there. He is faster. It's just nowhere to put the car.
Man.
Here comes Tarbox.
Yeah, Tarbox is trying to get something going on the low line, and he seems to have found something the other two haven't spotted, but Quinn's trying on the top.
Quinn was trying to go. Hill was in the way.
Oh, I thought he cleared them both, but then he checked up in the middle of 3 and 4. He has got them clear, but will he slide up?
Oh, and he does!
Yep, Tarbox is cleared, and Quinn was pretty robust there.
I'll tell you, Kevin Hill got worked over by Liam Quinn.
Yeah, he did.
But 3 times.
Yeah, that was... yeah.
How about Robert Tarbox starting back in 6th place? He's managed to get through the fight that was Liam Quinn and Kevin Hill, and Kevin Hill's coming back now. We are on the final lap of the final heat. Travis Warling's got the field, guys.
Tarbox might have second here. It's going to be really close coming to the line. He does.
Oh!
I think. Did he get him?
Yes, he did. Robert Tarbox from 7th to
How
2nd.
about that? Wow.
And he did it all on the dirt. Well done.
He sure did, man. What a race there. Travis Warling, your winner. This one's gone official, folks. Robert Tarbox, 2nd place. Brian Barnes, 3rd. 4th, Liam Quinn. Kevin Hill, 5th. 6th, Jason Wallet and Chris Pencil finished 7th. The top 3 advance to the main. Soup, we got 2 consies on the way for you, where all these drivers are going to get a shot, a chance to earn their way into the main. The top 3 will advance from each consolation race.
But there's 14 drivers. It's so hard to get to the back. All right, here we go.
Steve Driscoll, Matt Gelder take your front row here in consi number 1. Nick Kuhn, William Fletcher, row 2. Mark Rediker, Joshua Kanata. Row 4, Bob Beltrami. Dog Bear Red will start 7th. Jeff Schmeier, 8th. Row 5, going to go to Lionel, Little Train, Kalisto, and Ross Banfield. Going to start in 10th. Row 6, Daniel Knight. Marcus Tracy will start on in 12th on row 6. Row 7 is going to be Ray Partridge, another Dog Bear Red driver. And Scott Corbin for Connecticut Americas is going to start P14 Soup here at Eldora Speedway. It is the King's Royal here in the majors, round 10. If you've just joined us, we just got 6 heat races out of the way. We are now in the consi races, 2 of them, and then we got a 40-lap main for you. Soup, how many laps are we running here in the consis?
I believe we're running 25, and again, we have no yellow flags out here. We're going to fill up the 24-car field. We're going to get 3 from this one and 3 from the next consolation race.
All right, and tell you what, a lot of race winners have come from consis, so don't sell this short, folks. This is going to prove to be exciting here. Track really has changed, Christian, and while these drivers, a lot of them on track, are going to get to find out real quick just how much.
Yeah, these 2 races are going to be the hardest of the night for sure. The track is already really worn out, and with 25 laps and 14 cars, it's only going to get worse from here. The B main is going to be absolutely the most difficult race of the night. And Matt Gelder, I believe, has missed the start, so I think his night is over.
Oh, wow, what a shame. And Matt with trouble, but we are green here again at Eldora. Nick Kuhn didn't get a bad start, but Steve Driscoll got the great start, and he gets away, but he's also in the wall here. Quickly, Driscoll is up to the top end of the wall. Nick Kuhn going by. They're fighting behind him. There goes Rediker and Fletcher. Fletcher flying around the top side.
Good battle up front, good battle for third.
Yeah, it really is. Driscoll manages to recover, hang on to second. There's still just too many fighting behind him for anybody to really make up any ground here, Sue.
Oh, Redeker had a shot at him, but he was just...
Oh!
He could not get the car going, and now he puts it in the wall. He fought the car for half a lap.
Look at this battle. Look at the battle back here for third, though. The Salami is on the bottom of the track, fighting with Fletcher. Fletcher's got trouble behind him, though, because here comes Daniel Knight, the little train, all in his mirror. Oh, that was contact between the little train and Daniel Knight.
Oh, it is ugly back there.
Boy,
Cars
it sure
getting
is.
loose, cars getting into everybody. Desperation. We have cars on the track that have to get out of the way of the leaders.
And they're stationary in the middle of one.
Scott Corbin, in trouble, finally decides to tow it in.
A pretty disastrous night for Scott. He's going to be most displeased with this, I think. And one thing that's interesting to me is that a lot of these guys who ran the earlier heats who are now having to race, they haven't had any practice on a track that is at this state, so they're actually struggling the most.
Oh no!
Oh,
The
leader! Nick Kuhn runs into the car that had just spun around.
That was Ross Banfield.
Oh, no.
They were both a lap down. Banfield got into it with another lap car. He was dead in the water, or dead on the dirt, I should put it, and our leader smacked him dead center.
And I was just about to talk about the fact they were coming through all this traffic. Oh, and how unfortunate for Kuhn. Gives the lead to Steve Driscoll. Callisto just gets by Bob Beltrami. Kuhn's had to take that car into the pits. Go for the spare car, Sue. But if you're having to go in, you've lost. It's just really, with no yellow flags, you're never going to make that up.
Great battle for third with Knight in a battle. Now there's a lap car in the number 14 of Beltrami. There goes Knight underneath Beltrami. The car on the top side is Schmeier. This is for the transfer spot.
Yeah, it is, and we haven't even talked about Schmeier. He's all of a sudden in this.
Around the top for Schmeier.
Beltrami hanging strong here, though, Sue. Gotta watch out, Daniel Knight right off his back door. They get around the lap car there. That's Ross Banfield again.
Christian, you're right. The top line might be faster, but man, if you make a mistake, you're in trouble quick.
It's dangerous. I mean, the right rear clips the wall, and then you pretty much climb the fence almost instantly. You have to be very lucky to not get stuck in it. We got some contact with Beltrami, but he's okay. Yep, he's survived.
That was Knight and Beltrami getting together.
One interesting thing about dirt racing is that you kind of just have to accept that there's going to be a lot of contact, and in the vast majority of cases, it's almost certainly never intentional. And it's so difficult to execute anything like a bump and run, especially with these cars. Maybe more so with late models, but it's just you're pretty much out of control. As Knight shows us, he just had contact right there, but he's managed to actually self-right and keep going.
Using that wall as a bit of a guide to get around the track.
Yeah, I think he's done, though. He's pulling to the bottom. He looks like he's going to tow.
Well, I'll tell you, once Jeff Schmeier got around Beltrami and Knight, of course, Knight has his issues. Schmeier has driven away. And how about, you want to talk about a car on rails, how about Little Train, no pun intended, Lionel Little Train Callisto, sitting in second from ninth, baby.
Yeah, Lionel, you brought up a good one there, Soup. He has really been consistent here. Really hasn't had much traffic around him to deal with, and that's really helped his run. Driscoll in his own zip code up there in the lead, though. Here's Callisto taking care of the traffic back there, getting around it.
I think for Callisto, he just did a really good job of picking his way through that kind of melee that we had at the beginning there. And I think this kind of highlights how different this is for these guys and how difficult this actually is. That two people who we consider to be championship contenders in both Driscoll and Callisto are here in the C main trying to advance through.
Lionel Callisto is a Majors champion from a few seasons ago. Yeah, I love this series.
Well, Driscoll wheeling it around with 2 to go here at Eldora Speedway. Consi number 1, or the C main, however you want to refer to it. We called them Consis when I was a kid at the old Riverhead Raceway there, Soup.
That's what they're officially calling it here in the Majors.
My dad had to fight through a few Consis to get himself in the big show a few times.
Here they come.
Yes, sir. Steve Driscoll takes care of business here at Eldora, and he is going to win Consi number 1. Lionel Callisto going to take second. Jeff Schmeier going to advance with those 2, as only the top 3 advance to the main event. One more race to go in between. That is the Consi number 2 coming up next here. And there are your results. Fletcher, Kanata, Corbin, and Tracy round out the field. Guys, that was fun. But I'm kind of looking forward to what Christian had said here a few minutes ago, and that was the second Consi is probably going to be the one you really should look out for, because it's going to be crazy. And there is the starting grid. Eric Smith, Andrew Oakey on the front row. Brian McGreevy, Liam Quinn on row 2. Quinn looking for redemption. Row 3, Joseph Holman, Kevin Hill. Row 4, Dick Mueller, Lance Nasir. Row 5 is going to be Jason Wallach, Unorthodox Motorsports Horizon, another driver trying to make it into the main. And then Gary Nichols, Chris Penn, Steve Paulison, Wayne Hutchinson, and Kyle Atkinson all going to start this Consi number 2 here. And there's really been no change in the weather. The only thing that's really changed, gentlemen, has been the time of day. Whereas we are now almost to 7 o'clock virtual standard time here at Eldora Speedway. Everybody rolling off.
Christian, is this the track we get all the way through the A main, or are they going to play around with it for that one?
They do reset it to 40%, but in the Euro split earlier, it did still get extremely slick. I do think that this is going to be the worst track that they deal with all night, but it will be difficult in the main, absolutely. And just something interesting to note is that the top 3 in the first Conti that we had are all extremely fast. And they all had really, really good pace, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see those guys try and fight their way through from the back, because I think all 3 of them are capable of doing that.
Again, I don't want to do any self-fulfilling prophecy, but Andrew Oakey next to Mr. Excitement, Liam Quinn, Oakey in second, Quinn in third. That's where my binoculars are going to be.
Okay, we'll keep them up there, Soup, as we make our way around behind the Chevrolet pace truck here at Eldora. Eric Smith will lead him off. And Soup, we're back to green here at Eldora Speedway. The Kings Royal, the last Consi. Eric Smith leads it. Oakey gets off to a good start. Here comes Liam Quinn up the inside and into the middle of the track. Quinn taking away second spot, or at least trying to complete it, coming out of turn 4.
He has just about completed it, coming down into 1 there, and it's a pretty clean start actually. We got one car just grabbing the wall, but otherwise it's been a pretty clean start. Better than the first Conti, I think. These guys look like they've adjusted to the track a little better.
And they looked to go 3 wide down there, as it was Hill and McGreevy. And I believe that was Joseph Holman that was all the way down there, pinned up against the wall. Here's McGreevy looking to the inside. Oakey fighting car all over the place, coming down the straight.
Oakey is really worked 3 wide.
Oh, and a huge wreck behind him. Holman was in that.
Take a peek at this one.
That was Lance Nasir, Joseph Holman. Holman in the red car with the iRacing logo on the wing, and Holman up into the wall on his lid. Stuck the landing, though, Sue.
And since then, Oki has been beat up. Hill has made his way up into third. Dick Mueller now fighting for that transfer spot.
And Eric Smith has run away, Sue, while all that was going on. Liam hanging in there, though. I'll tell you what, good effort by him. He doesn't have to worry. Kevin Hill's got plenty of action back there to worry about. That should keep...
Oki and Mueller just had huge contact on the back.
They sure did. Boy, Mueller, that hooks Mueller right up into the wall. That toasted both cars. They both had to tow. Here's Oki. That is a massive hard hit. Back up to the front, though, the battle for second.
Quinn actually just grabbed the wall a little bit, lost that second spot there to Kevin Hill.
Yeah, Kevin, and you know what, Christian, it looks like Liam's struggling with the car here a little bit with 16 to go.
Yeah, it just looks a little bit too loose, but if he can kind of just run that top line, he looks really fast if he gets it hooked up, but he's just struggling to get off the corner, especially kind of coming out of two. Sometimes he comes off in the slick, and you just see the rear end of the car wiggle around. On that contact that we had there between Oki and Mueller, that was such a shame for Oki. He made a huge run on the top, and he looked like he was going to maybe even clear him going into three.
I'm sitting here watching, just checked in on Brian McGreevy to see what kind of progress he was making. He's dropped his teammate a little bit, and then he makes a mistake because I was talking about him.
He's trying the bottom line to get up to Liam Quinn. He's holding his own, but he's not making up any ground.
It is a lower risk line, though, as long as he's kind of within range. If these guys in second and third make a mistake, then he might play himself in doing that. I mean, Liam looks really loose. Like, he is fighting that car.
Dick Mueller's brought his sprint car down the pit lane, guys. Up front, well, it's all about Eric Smith as he continues to open that lead on Kevin Hill. Kevin Hill still has Liam Quinn in the mirror, though. I don't know how hard Liam's going to fight to get that second spot, but that gap coming down just a little bit as they work their way around traffic. And that's the big thing, man, is clearing this traffic. You never know how these cars are going to react. Gary Nichols just trying to stay out of the way. If that car decides to go around, it just goes around, and you really, you're a passenger at that point once it starts spinning there, Christian, aren't you?
Yeah, there's really not a lot you can do. It's one of the worst feelings when you kind of feel the wheel sort of hit the end stop, and you know that you got no more luck, and all you can really do is get off the throttle and hope it comes back around. And it's, especially with how slick the track is now, they're definitely going to be kind of in that range. And we've seen before tonight that there is trouble getting through lapped cars, so it's definitely not over at this point.
Yeah, the only thing is that, you know, there aren't as many lapped cars in this race. There's been a lot of attrition, several drivers still sitting in the pits, and the lapped cars, quite frankly, have spread out. It's made getting around them a little bit easier. Boy, I'll tell you what, I thought McGreevy had a chance, but because the track has been so clean in front of them, Smith, Hill, and Quinn, with just under 6 laps to go, have just looked to lock this thing up already.
You ever go ice skating with your girlfriend and you're keeping pace with her, but she's out there smooth the silk and you're right along next to her, but you look so awkward? That's how some of these guys look out here. Some of them are so smooth, like my girlfriend on ice. Some of them are going just as fast, but man, they're working so much harder. I don't know if that analogy works or not, but I kind of got it.
I think the fact that you have a girlfriend on ice might be a concern for some, Soup. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Keeps her fresh.
I was going to mention that, but hey, you got there before me.
3 laps to go. Eric Smith still in charge. In charge by almost 4.5 seconds over Kevin Hill. Poor Kevin. Kevin's not done anything wrong except move all the way up here to second spot and secure his place in the main. And again, the guys continue to clear traffic here pretty easily, not much trouble. Liam, I gotta be honest, I'm we're on board with Eric Smith. I just took a look at Liam. He's still riding up as close to that wall as he just possibly can, Christian.
Yeah, it looks pretty difficult to drive. But and again, in this Conti, we've got, as it stands, 3 guys who are really fast, all advancing, and they're all going to start at the back. So we're going to have six very fast drivers starting at the back of this main.
And Eric Smith with the win here in Conti number 2. Kevin Hill's going to go P2. And Liam Quinn is going to get that much-deserved, hard-earned third-place finish. And there are your results. McGreevy, Wallet, Hutchinson, Paulison, Gary Nichols, Dick Mueller, Chris Pence. All will not be in the main event, unfortunately, this evening. Andrew Oakey, James Stacy, Joseph Holman, Lance Desir, and Kyle Atkinson. And we are going to take a quick break here on the Global Sim Racing Channel and the iRacing eSports Network. We'll be right back. We have returned, and you are here for round 10 in the major series, America's region. This is the Kings Royal from Eldora Speedway here this evening, folks. And wow, all the heat races are out of the way. The Contis are out of the way. It is time for the main event in just over a minute. You know, real quick, I want to tell you part of the reason we're here, Homes for Our Troops. You know, the majors this season is supporting a cause every round. This week, this round, it's Homes for Our Troops. Help them out. Go to their website, hfotusa.org. Find out more about what they do, but basically they build homes for severely injured post 9/11 veterans to help them along and help them get their lives back together. Great cause. You can get involved. You can also make a donation find out by going to the website. Again, that's hfotusa.org. Homes for our troops, folks. And guys, 30 seconds to go. We're going to be setting a grid here. Christian, you said we're going to reset with a 40% track state. That's okay, but it's certainly not ideal conditions, is it?
Yeah, it's definitely not fresh. I think it might make the bottom and the middle a little bit better than it was at the end of the consolation there. But I still think, especially the first couple of laps, we're going to see everybody trying to migrate to the top. I say trying because hey, you got to be clear up there to do it, you know? So it's not going to be easy. It definitely slicked up a lot in the European race. I expect we'll see the same here.
Since we've last seen Tucker Minter, he started and completed his Lego Death Star, so it's good to see him back out here. Been a long time.
Well, you know, I was going to make that point earlier when we had drivers showing back up to the consi. You know, some of these guys haven't raced in almost an hour. That goes back to what Christian was saying. They had no time to practice, come back out on a track that's totally different. The playing field leveled now, though. Here we go to our starting grid. Soup, Tucker, Minter will sit on the pole next to Blake Neer. Row 2, Trevor Clement, Ryan Pace. Row 3 is going to be Ray Farlow, Travis Warling. Row 4, Jeff Drake and Austin O'Neill for riding Shotgun Rangers. Row 5, Steve Seelstad and Houston Hamer for riding Shotgun Desperados.
In 11th, it's Doyle Lawrence. He's going to be inside of Robert Sticky Tarbox. Good to see Robert back with us. Haven't called one of his races in a long time. Matthew Thunhorse in the points championship hunt. Might be our points leader when this is all said and done. Bruce Jones going to be outside of him. Daniel Johnson and Taft Baldwin go 15th and 16th. Wade Hayes and Brian Barnes, the old-timer, back there in 18th position. Steve Driscoll's going to be inside of Eric Smith. Little Train, Lionel Callisto back in the blackjack position. The double duck spot goes to Kevin Hill. A few more drivers left. Jeff Schmeier was able to make it, as does the number 24, missed in the 24th spot in the number 23 car. Mr. Excitement, Liam Quinn.
All right, old Woody on the pole. Tucker Minter, the riding shotgun, very familiar paint scheme that we've come to love and know. The Woody. Brian Jones right next to him. Soup, nothing's really changed about this weather. The wind, a little bit less than 10 miles an hour now. It's still 47% humidity. Just after 7 p.m. here, virtual standard time in Eldora. Tucker Minter ready to get us underway. The Silverado pace truck taking us down around one last time here.
WTW, baby. Wire to wire for Tucker Minter.
Pace truck's in. We are migrated underway at Eldora Speedway. The Kings Royal underway here. 40 laps to go. Tucker Minter gets off to a great start. Bruce Jones, Ryan Pace back there battling it out for second.
That's Clement down low, getting it almost into it there with Ray Farlow. Some banging in the back. We stay green, though.
Well, I had my drivers all mixed up. That was Houston Hamer and Lawrence fighting for second. Lawrence coming around. Time and scoring update and everywhere here, Sue.
Oh,
I had it right the first time.
Near loses a spot as he's going to lose it to Pace.
Oh,
and he's
Clement.
still the car down low. Clement.
Yeah, Trevor Clement was down low. Ray Farlow almost got into him. Clement did a great job of saving that. Christian, is this long enough green?
Impressed so far. I've got to be honest. This is better than we were doing in the EU race, and I just kind of trying to watch and see if everybody's filtering out. We got one in the Walkman off of 2. A bit of a checkup. Everybody's managed to keep it going though.
Gift Ray. Was that Hamer that was slow back there? Yeah, hey, trouble for Hamer.
Boy, things have really gone south for him, haven't they?
They sure have. Ryan Pace trying to hang on a second here. Blake Neer is near. He's close. He's getting a good run at him here. Behind him, though, Austin O'Neill looks to be having trouble with his connection.
Yeah, we got a case of near and far going on. You have Blake Neer and Ray Farlow. Farlow's really fast.
Yeah, and he was fast in his race to make it
Was.
here. We got our first caution, Soup. I think it was Jeff Drake. Was it Jeff Drake? Possibly.
Yeah, it was Drake. He got, well,
No, he got tipped. He didn't get wrecked.
not sure if it's Drake or not. We're going to look for it.
No. I think our directors caught it. Let's take a look here. Looking at Drake here, he's going to get tipped from behind. The car starts to go around. He was able to save it.
It might have been Hamer, yeah, pulling off, and he was trying to get to pit road. And maybe that brought out the yellow.
Well,
You know, Hamer put it in the wall, but he kept the car going straight. Boy, those were some finicky race stewards. Oh, you know what it was? He put it in the wall, that he really struggled with it.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of had to back up a little bit almost there.
you know what? I think that's exactly what it was, Christian. He was down there. He hit the barrel barriers coming into the pit, and the only way to get the car corrected and get back around the barriers is to put it in reverse. And when he did, the field was coming around, so it was right in the racing line. And I was watching it from the flag stand. That's when the starter threw the yellow.
I mean, it is difficult to get in the pits here, as anybody who saw my heat race might remember when I hit the barrels coming into the pit lane.
Sneaky barrels. Here we go, back underway. They don't take long. Minter got the field. Pace and Near get off the line. Near already under attack from Ray Farlow. Farlow down on the inside. Drivers behind him up near the wall. Clement O'Neill, Steve Sealside all getting underway. There is a lap car at the bottom.
I don't know
Everybody
if anything.
clears it.
I don't know if anybody has anything for Minter, but I like what Ray Farlow was showing.
Farlow's got the blinking car of Austin O'Neill, though, and that could be trouble. I worry about that. He's chasing him. Never know where he might reappear on track, and no! Blake Near around. That's going to bring out another caution, guys. I think Near got a little help. Cloud of dust.
Yeah, that's O'Neill leading, and Near gets into him once and then twice.
Going to go on board with Near. And they are battling here. And there's the contact, and it was just kind of there. The momentum couldn't be stopped at that point, and, well, both of them, big trouble.
I like it when the racing gods deal out justice to both cars. Both the bumpy and the bumper get taken out. Seems fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult though with dirt because the sliders is just an inherent part of passing with this. So you just kind of have to have a bit of an acceptance of that, and the following car, you just have to check up and let it happen. It sounds strange because, you know, in a normal race you'd be mad about that, but this is a little different, and you got to have a bit more give and take with this. That said, that's hurt both of them a lot because they're going way deep into the field now.
John, this kid in the booth with us is wise beyond his years, isn't he? What's
Yes,
some nice
he
things
is.
he's saying there.
One hell of a driver, too. All right, the lights are out. It's time to boogie here. Literally, it's only about 23 laps
I know.
left, so we can drop the foul disco ball down now, shine the light on it, get everybody out on the floor here. It's an all skate at Eldora Speedway, folks. Truck is in. Tucker Minter is away. So is Ryan Pace. So is Ray Farlow. They get away clean this time. Oh, Ray Farlow looks for that advantage off the restart.
He's got him, baby.
Banging Nerf bars there with Ryan Pace for a moment. He moves up into P2. Here comes Trevor Clement. He got a great start. He's on his horse soup coming for the top three.
Pace actually just retook second, but Farlow's going again for the slider in 3 and 4. They're kind of around right now.
Boy, they've been swapping Farlow, Pace, Pace, Farlow, Farlow, Pace. They continue to do it again.
They are definitely playing the game. Watch
There's a
out.
huge gaggle behind, though.
Yeah, man, that battle back there for 5th is intense. Drake, Jones, O'Neill whirling. O'Neill winds up on the short end.
Great save by Travis Worley. He lost a ton of spots.
He's still in
they look like they're struggling with O'Neill. He's blinking a little bit and making it difficult for them to race around him.
Yeah, and that problem continues with him. He's jumping all over my timing and scoring right now.
At least on a road race course, you kind of know where he's going to be, or even on an asphalt oval. Out here, you have no idea if the guy blinks where he's going to show up on you.
Yeah, the battle for 5th intense still. Jeff Drake just getting around, trying to get around Bruce Jones there. Jones keeps fighting back towards Bob. Slides up Jones right into him. That's a mess, and that's a caution.
Oh, we got still around in 3.
That time it's got to be Jeff Drake, right?
Yeah, it was Jeff Drake.
Okay.
We've got more contact as well. One car just had to tow after heavy contact with the barrels there.
Yeah, they see it on the screen there. Kevin Hill. Oh. Put it in reverse and then winds up there standing straight up on his wing. Gonna go on board here with Doyle Lawrence. Trying to send it. Thought about it. And he just misses. There was a small hole for him to get through there, and boys, it just didn't work out.
This is bad news for Tucker Minter, who was driving away from Pace and Farlow.
He's fine.
I think he is. Oh, I don't know. Pace and Farlow seem pretty fast if they could sort out who's going to lead. Christian, they put on a swapping race for about 3 or 4 laps there, swapping spots.
Yeah, I mean, they were really demonstrating kind of what I was sort of alluding to in the previous yellow, is that you just have to have give and take, where if the guy pulls a slider like that, you have to expect him to come up in front of you, and then it's kind of fair game that you'll probably do the same back to him. And as long as both parties agree on that, then it's all good. Yeah, it's when there's disagreements that problems come in.
Pace truck's in. We're back underway. Tucker Minter back to the front. Ryan Pace, Ryan Farlow. Farlow did the same thing on that. Tried to get a great start, but Ryan Pace able to hang on to it. Farlow losing to O'Neill already. O'Neill down there on the bottom.
O'Neill's making that work.
Farlow in the wall. He keeps it going straight. Somehow we don't have a yellow. He was on his side. I think he took his left arm out, pushed the car back up on its wheels.
Yeah.
He's lost all his track position, though. He's going to be furious with himself for that.
And he continuing to lose it, too. It's as everybody's now going by. There goes Driscoll.
I think Farlow's actually broken. I think he's pitting.
Done. Coming in. Not going to help him at all. Minter with 10 laps to go. Your leader, pull it away. Bruce Jones back there fighting with Jeff Drake. Drake, Jones continue to go at it. That's a battle for P5.
I want to talk big picture for a minute. Minter, Pace, O'Neill, Clement is a veteran, but he's not really in the hunt for the chase. Drake, Jones, Stelstad. We got to go all the way back to 8th position to get to Matthew Thunhorse before we get to a guy who's really in the hunt for the championship. 8th place points going to be okay for him.
Kept an eye on Liam Quinn every now and then. He started all the way at the back of this field. He's managed to get up to 13th, guys. 11 spots gained here on the track at Eldora. Minter comes across. He takes the green flag still with 6 laps to go.
He gets tangled on the front stretch. They kept it straight.
Goodness.
It's still a huge battle here, though.
Wow.
And Walling's making it work. He's gone all the way to the bottom. He's cleared him.
Now they go.
Now the caution comes out.
Yeah, Drake.
Yep, Jeff Drake.
This was a long time coming. Actually, get to this too early because he was in trouble for a whole lap.
It comes
And then he goes
around and just
around.
goes all the way around. Gonna go on board here. Gonna go on board with Drake here. Looking back. There's the contact. Steve Silstad there with the contact on board with him. Alliance Evolution driver. And there you go. Back live and not much to go here. They might get a one-lap shootout here. I'm gonna agree with the director. I think we're getting a one-lap shootout out of this.
Oh my goodness, Austin O'Neill is blinking like the lights on my Christmas tree, but he seems to have the lockdown. But
all right,
he's
the
in third.
lights are still on. The pace truck coming to the start-finish line, and the lights go off. The lights are off. Here we go.
It's going to be one lap shoot. No yellow, so race back to the flag.
Have at it, boys. Have at it.
Ryan Pace, send it in there, baby. Let's see what you got. Corner number 1.
I think they're all going to send it. I think that's the order of the day as we get into turn 3, set up for turn 4. Tucker Minter has done a great job leading this field for 39 laps. Can he lead the most important one? We're back underway. The green flag is out. Tucker Minter down into 1. Has the lead, does he? Ryan Pace, Austin O'Neill continue to fight down at the bottom. Minter makes contact with the wall. Pace, O'Neill still trying to get it sorted out, but it's going to be Tucker Minter out of 4, and he is going to win the King's Royal here at Eldora Speedway. Ryan Pace with a second place finish, and Austin O'Neill is going to manage to control that connection enough to finish 3rd here in the Major Series, America's region. 40 laps, and it all came down to that last one, guys.
Full-time drivers in the series. Trevor Clement finishes 4th. Travis Warling gets around Thunhorse. He'll get a 6th place spot with Thunhorse in 7th.
Wow. Well, that's it. We're done. Not really. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us because we've got the results. I'm sure we're going to have several drivers to talk to. You don't want to miss any of that. We'll have some information about the next race in this great series here in the Majors. We're right back on the Global Sim Racing channel and the iRacing eSports Network. Welcome back here on the Global Sim Racing Channel and the iRacing eSports Network. The Major Series, America's Region, Kings Royal is done. And if you missed it, we're sorry, but you can rewind and go back and watch it later. Here's today's results of the main event. Tucker Minter wins it going away here in a one-lap shootout. Ryan Pace finishes second. Austin O'Neill third. Trevor Clement today, not a bad run at all. Fourth place, Bruce Jones. Fifth, Travis Warling. Sixth place, Matthew Dunhorst. Seventh. How about an eighth place run for the little train? Lionel Callisto. We will take that, and he'll take those points. Steve Silstad, a ninth place run for him. And Steve Driscoll going to round out the top 10 guys.
Mr. Excitement, Liam Quinn in 11th, ahead of Robert Sukitarbox Jr. in 12th. The Baker's dozen spot goes to Brian Barnes ahead of Jeff Blake, with Daniel Johnson behind them. All ribbons and curls in the Sweet 16 spot is Jeff Smyer. He's ahead of Wade Hayes, followed by Doyle Lawrence. 19th and 20th goes to Houston Hamer and Eric Smith. Smith, a championship contention, will have to settle for 20th place points. Hidden Blackjack, it's Kevin Hill ahead of Ray Farlow in the double duck spot. Blake Neer after that, the last car out on the track, Kath Baldwin.
All right, Sue. It's a fun day. Let's find out how much it was, how much fun it was for our winner, Tucker Minter. Tucker, congratulations. You look like you've done this a time or two. How much fun did you have today?
Oh, it was a lot of fun out here racing. I was really excited to see that Eldora was on the schedule. Figured maybe Blake would show up and I'd have someone to run against. And then Ryan looked like he had a lot of pace right there. But all in all, it was a good weekend. A lot of us RSM guys had a good race, so I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, it was a good event for riding shotgun, and you getting this win got to be a pretty big deal for you. This is your first majors win, is it not?
No, I went at Bristol for the short track nationals actually, and then after that I joined RSM.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's the
Yep.
first win for the team. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I had a couple problems getting into the pro split with the MCPI. So I've been winning some sportsman races recently, but it's nice to be back in pro split and get.
Now, Tucker, what was the biggest challenge in the main event about how this track was changing? And let me add on to that question real quick. How tough was it actually getting back in the car after sitting so long?
I knew going in that the top was definitely going to be the place to run, just all race. But it was really hard adjusting. I made a comment in the chat after the B main for us to have a gentleman's agreement, everyone to run 3 laps so we didn't destroy the track. But we all got a little bit of practice in, so that was good. I just like to give a shout out to, first off, Stuart Diggs, Benjamin Hess and their whole family, and then also Brian Clausen. The guys at RSM were pretty cool. Let me run a VC sticker like I ran at the short track national. So I'd like to thank them for letting me run with them.
Well, hey, listen, we want to thank you for putting on a great show and showing everybody just how quickly this 410 can get around the track here at Eldora. You made it look, I got to say, you made it look pretty sexy, man. We appreciate it. So on to Michigan for the next round, and you get a few weeks to prepare for that. So pretty scary to think about what you guys come up with for a setup between now and then.
Yeah, I'm sure the RSM guys are going to have a good setup with Blake on the team. Unfortunately, I can't run because I'm going off to school, but it should be a good race.
Where's school? Where are you heading off to?
I'm heading off to Elon University.
All right, man. Well, listen, hey, best of luck to you there, and stay out of the dining hall. That can be very dangerous. So.
Thanks. Have a good one, Sean.
All right, that's Tucker Minter, guys, and Austin O'Neill has come by to talk with us and maybe celebrate a little bit of that podium finish.
Yeah, that was I had to work for that one, and I really thought I was out of it after I got spun on the backstretch, but somehow I managed to hold on.
Austin, it's Soup here. You finished second in your heat behind Neer, so you gridded up in 8th position. You had to go through a few cars. Was there How much different did the track feel after that early heat when you came out for that last race?
Oh, it felt a lot different. The heat race, I was kind of early out in the second heat. It was pretty tacky, but the feature started slicking up, and I changed the setup for that, and I've been pretty good on this slick, so definitely had some experience, going into that race.
Tell me about changing the setup. Do you just do that out of experience? I need to do this to the car because the track's going to be this way, or did it after you went through the little practice, you knew what you had to do?
I just had experience. On iRacing, I do a lot of sprint car racing and real life too. I run 360 sprint cars, so yeah, I got a lot of experience, working with sprint cars. But after that warm up session, I had to fine tune it just a little bit. But
is this your car of choice? You're more comfortable on dirt than the other surfaces?
Yeah, I'm more comfortable on dirt. I grew up racing on dirt, but I'm starting to get more comfortable on the pavement side.
Well, man, it was great to watch you race out there. Let me ask you, I'll get you out on this. There's a lot of new names for us in the majors because when we go to dirt, we see names we don't usually see doing well in the other events. Do you know any of these guys? Were you familiar with them when the guys you were racing?
I knew a couple of them. I knew, I'm on the Riding Shotgun Motorsports team. I knew them guys, but a couple guys, like Ray Farlow, Ryan Pace, I raced with them guys, but that's about all I knew coming to the series.
Got it. Well, it was fun to watch race. Congratulations on the third place today in a tough field. Good job.
Thank you.
Crackers, back to you.
All right, Soup. Well, we caught up with him. Now we can talk to Matthew Dunhurst. I did it. This is my 40th slip, man. We're going to talk to Matthew Dunhurst. He is caught up with Christian Challoner.
Yeah, Matt. It looked like you had a pretty good run in the feature, and especially with Blake not running tonight, and you've been second in the championship, you must be looking to make some pretty big gains on him in terms of points with that 7th position.
Yeah, I was really hoping not to get beat up like I had in dirt in the past previous years. So to get out here, had some good racing with Travis and the other guys finishing around me. So as much as I'm happy to take the points championship with this run, it's not the way I want to do it. So I heard Blake had a family emergency today. So well wishes to him, and hope we can see him back next race soon, and good spirits and good news.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, it's always better to kind of take it by actually racing the guy, and I know that the championship definitely tonight is worse for Blake not being here. He's always a spectacular driver to watch, and he brings a lot to this series. And I guess I'll just kind of pass on all of our wishes to him and his family, and hopefully he's not having too terrible a time, and he'll be back for the next one. What did you kind of think of the track tonight and how it changed going between the heat and the feature? I mean, did you find that difficult to adapt to? I know in the EU race earlier, I found it really challenging, kind of going from a lot of grip to pretty much no grip.
Yeah, it was definitely challenging in spots, especially trying to get settled early on with everybody always trying to be aggressive and make moves early. You always have to try to get settled really quick. But, I mean, thankfully, we had baked the track so bad in practice about an hour and a half in, it was just pure rubber. So it wasn't a huge shock to get in there. I mean, the track still had a good amount of grip, and you could still not have to. You could still make moves and not pay for it, and with over aggression and kind of get away with it. So it was bad, but for Eldora and dirt racing, it was still pretty good out there.
Yeah, it's funny you should mention that about the practice sessions. It was something that I noticed as well, is that with the warm up being as long as it was, especially before heats, it's kind of a huge difference between the initial heats and the practice. But glad to know that somebody was able to make some use of the really worn out tracks and actually kind of going into the feature, because I found it that it was so different that it was almost useless to really get any practice before the heats. But did you make any changes to your car going between the heats and the feature, or do you kind of just run the same thing and just deal with it?
We had made Trevor Clement had done a lot of work for us this week, and had made us several different sets, But I mean, thanks to you and the help that I believe you and is it Ashton Kraut? But I believe that video that you made with him was very informative to help us kind of figure out the setup, so we could make those changes really nicely from session to session. And so, I mean, we had the same base set, but we had minor changes just for the less grip and the more slick.
All right, man. Well, I'm glad to hear that video helped you, because that was really what we were going for there, and it's good to know that people are getting value from that. lastly, before we go, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to that you haven't already?
Yeah, I mean, just Trevor again, the rest of the Alliance crew, I mean, Steve got brought up for this race because Jason wasn't feeling well with the dirt. So all 4 Alliance guys, we worked hard and top 10 for all of us. So that's something to hang our caps on. I know we might be seeming like we might be pulling away with the constructors, but, one false step in Kinetic and the other guys could be right there on us. So we have to keep honest and we have to keep pushing. So big shout out to them. And yeah, thanks for y'all doing you do GSRC, and hopefully we put on a good show for you tonight.
Indeed. They did put on a great show for us this evening. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Matt Thunhorst. And of course, thanks to the Alliance guys.
Christian, feel free to
good friends of ours.
Feel free to drop my name on any of those videos if you pick up any tidbits of information on these broadcasts you do with me, okay? It's all right.
Oh, I will, especially
Okay,
if it's track related. I'll definitely drop
all
your
right,
name.
thank you.
All right, I am surrounded by greatness. I literally have one of the great racers on the iRacing service, and then of course one of the great broadcasters in all of iRacing broadcasting in Soup here, and of course we do have the greatest director in the business in Amjad Yaman. So lots of people to thank for this one. I'll thank you guys again here in a moment. I want to thank Mike Willett, who puts on the major series, has been putting this on for years now, Soup. He does it better than anybody out there. He really, really does.
Best in the business.
It really, really is, man. And we love covering it. We are so fortunate to be able to carry these broadcasts for him. We also want to give a shout out to Homes for Our Troops. Remember, we are supporting them here through this broadcast, and you can find out how to get involved by going to their website, hfotusa.org. Put that in any browser. It'll get you right to Homes for Our Troops. You can find out how you can help. You don't necessarily have to give them any money. You can find other ways to help them out. So go check out Homes for Our Troops. I want to thank the iRacing eSports Network for letting GSRC come in on the air here, invade their territory, and bringing this great broadcast here of the majors from Eldora Speedway this evening. Thanks to the companies that provide the software and hardware for our broadcast listed on your screen now. With that, we give additional thanks to June Lalonde, who provides all of the great music cue here on our network. See the screen for how to get a hold of more of her great work. I do want to thank this great team today, Soup, Christian, Amjad, Dougie. You guys, you got me, man. You had me at the opening of the show. If you'd like to find out more about the Global Sim Racing channel, including upcoming races, you can visit our website, but just stay with us here on YouTube or on Twitch or on Facebook. We're all over the place. Social media, Twitter, @GSR Channel, Facebook. Just type in Global Sim Racing Channel. Yeah, I know it's long. If you type in GSRC, you'll even find us. Trust me. Instagram, GSRC_Graham. Everyone, race fans everywhere. The next race is at Michigan. Yes, we're going to Michigan, the high banks in the Irish hills of Michigan. Soup, it is the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series, Sunday, August 25th, 7:45 p.m. Eastern. Folks, we've also got upcoming races for other series listed on your screen. Check those out, mark them down on your calendar. But until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.